Hi, welcome to Fontis Insider. I'm Kim Bassett, your host. I am really excited today for our guest, and so will you be. If you are someone who is kind of scared of technology, you really don't know who to go to, you've had maybe some bad experiences with people doing your technology, with your websites, your funnels, and whatnot, then today is the show for you.
Today on Fontis Insider, coming to us from Houston, Texas, is Eric Wheeler. Eric has combined his 7 years of expertise and passion for cutting-edge marketing technology of websites, funnels, and sales pages with his gift for taking complex systems and breaking it down into simple, easy-to-understand steps and automating the process with his company, One Platform Marketing Company. He is able to take your business to the next level with a single solution platform for your business marketing and online business solutions and presence. Eric's other gifts and passions are with yoga, vegan cuisine, and woodworking. Eric, welcome to Fontis Insider.
All right. Welcome, Eric.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, this is going to be such a great conversation today. But as we get started, as we usually do, I'd like to have everybody get to know a little bit about who you are. You know, the Silver World gives just some highlights, but I really would like to have them hear from you.
Yeah, so I started my technology journey, I guess back in high school. I worked for the school secretary and I did data entry. And then I took a hiatus for the next 10 years from 89 until 2000. And then I got my first laptop, which was a Windows 98 second edition computer. And my girlfriend at the time was a database programmer. She was, extremely bright when it came to computers. And I started using it and I said, mine's broken. And she looked at it and she said, no, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's is like this. And I said, well, it doesn't do all the stuff that it says that it's supposed to do. And is there anything that works? And she said, well, you'll have to learn more about your computer, but there's this thing called Linux. And I was at the point where I was going to have to learn something anyway. But she said, if you learn Linux, then you'll know how to do all the other systems that are out there, Mac, Windows, all of that. So that kind of got my journey into computers and building websites and marketing and all of that stuff. So that's kind of a little bit of the backstory, and that starting in the year 2000. So I've been at it a while. I've watched the evolution of Linux going from, a niche, kind of a product that it still drives most of the internet today, then going to handhelds with the Android operating system. So if you're an Android user, you are actually a Linux user and just don't know it yet. But and then take your 500 of the world's fastest supercomputers all run on the Linux architecture. So
wow, I mean, you and I spoke, and I think some of our viewers would be very surprised to know that I too have a tech background, right? I started back when I was a little girl. My dad was an electronics teacher, and when computers first emerged, I was doing, DOS coding and, new Linux and all of those different platforms. And, I did that, as a career as well. Mm-hmm. I was in corporate America, some of the first software companies coming out. And, went away from it for a long time, being a mom and an entrepreneur. And then, recently we both came, I was doing I was building websites like 7 years ago. Mm. And, it was just very tedious and hard. And then, there's some other, platforms, but I was getting so frustrated, which, talking to a lot of my customers and a lot of people in the business community here in Las Vegas, they get really frustrated with all the plug-in stuff. And I was getting frustrated with the plug-in stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I started really researching and that's how you and I kind of got connected as well, is a new platform coming out, one that has come out. It's in beta still. You and I both use it. But why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Okay, so the platform we're using is called Groove.cm, and the CM stands for Customers Matter. And what they're doing is something that's never really been done at the level that it's being done now. Before Groove came out, you have maybe your website is on WordPress, and then you have all of the plugins, and then you have, your autoresponder, mail program over here, your MailChimps or your Constant Contact or whatever. Yeah. And then you have your membership site is another plugin or another, integration. And then you have your affiliate program or all of your other stuff. The problem has been that you need an expert in each one of those things if you have a problem.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And they don't always talk well with and work well with each other.
They don't, because they're on different architectures, different platforms. And so you have multiple learning curves. And that's the frustration that me as a business owner, and I'm sure you as well, run into. It's like, okay, I need this new thing for my business, and now I have a whole new learning curve, and where am I going to fit in the time? I barely have, the couple of hours that I sit, late at night once everyone's to bed and, the dishes are clean and all of that stuff. So how do you manage all of that? Well, Groove came out with the idea from the founder who has built multiple companies, including EverWebinar, Kartra, and Webinar Jam. And his partners bought him out, because they had a difference of opinion on where to take the company and all of that stuff. And after suffering a 2-year no compete that he was not allowed to think about competing, went into depression, he decided to create a platform that would allow him to have everything that he needed for his multi-million-dollar a month business all in one platform, all with the same code base, all interacting with each other, all in one interface. And that's something that hasn't been done to this level yet. So it's groundbreaking. It is the things that we're calling beta, all of the things that you would need for your average business already work. Everything is moving along,
Fontis Insider, the website is on Groove.
Yeah. And Groove.cm is on Groove. And the whole affiliate program, everything in the software suite, is being developed by an expert team led by a guy who's been in the industry since 2008 or 2006, creating software.
And he started similar to myself. We're very similar in age, and he started way back in the day, like when I did. And so he and I have a lot in common on that too. So
for sure.
Yeah. Wow. So, someone watching this might think, okay, I can just get Groove, right? And do it myself, or come to someone like you.
Sure.
Right. So what's the pros and cons to that?
Well, here's what I've noticed. Over the years, I've worked with different businesses that have had just nightmare scenarios. They say, look, my web guy is holding my domain hostage. He's holding everything hostage and all of this stuff. And what they did is they trusted someone. That person went and secured the domain for them. And since they actually purchased it, it belongs to them, even though it's the name of their business. There's all kinds of stuff in the online world. It's kind of like the wild, wild west. And even regulators and all of that stuff, they have to bring in experts just to know exactly what has actually happened in cases that go before them. And because there were so many different platforms and so much complexity, I never really kind of pushed anyone to learn it all themselves, because it was a little bit more than your average person could take on, and understanding the intricacies of it. Now, for the first time, it's kind of come in alignment. What people really need and what they want are kind of in alignment. And now, since it's one platform, taking this program, breaking it down into simple to easy to understand steps is something I'm really good at. Having been through the Linux learning curve way back in the day, and then watching new technologies as they emerge, and taking my cell phone and putting a custom operating system on it. I've learned how to break things down really well and very easily to understand by relating them to something that's already familiar.
So what does one platform mean to the person who is starting from scratch or just literally has no concept of technology?
If you sit down with your accountant and they say, okay, what is this payment to MailChimp for? What is this payment to, Bluehost for? What is this payment to, if you look at it from a financial perspective, you have all of these different platforms that you're using to kind of duct tape your business together online. You know what I mean? So this communicates with that, and your social media integrates with your website, and everything talks to each other. Now you have Groove CM, and it's literally one platform that has everything in it.
So it has your website. It has a membership.
Yes, and then it has an affiliate.
Keep going. So
it has an affiliate program based. So say you have a product that you want to sell, and you have an audience that they would love to recommend you and maybe get a little compensation, very much like the Amazon model. Amazon grew to what it was through its affiliate program, and so other people referred Amazon products, and Amazon paid a small commission. Well, this is very much the same kind of concept, except for you have control of it instead of someone else having control of it. And again, I can't reiterate that strongly enough, that you maintaining control of your domains, of your website, your membership sites, your shopping cart, your actual shopping store. If you sell physical products, you maintaining control of that is the number one thing. It would be like giving the keys to the cash register to a customer that comes in maybe once a year.
Oh, gosh.
It's just not something you would do. You know what I mean? And it's not something you should do with your online presence. But having it all in one place, it's finally worth taking the time to educate business owners so that they have an understanding of how their online presence kind of connects together, which is something that a lot of businesses don't know, because they may have their nephew is doing their Facebook, and Instagram is their son-in-law or whatever, but having it all in one place is something that can definitely help you sleep good at night.
What about a CRM? So everyone's, that's a kind of a tag word that people still don't understand what that is. What is a CRM?
Customer Relations Management. So say you have a page on your site that is a contact form. Well, that contact form, when they fill it out, they may get a series of emails that follows up with them and starts to tell your story and gets them acquainted with your business, with your services, maybe a little bit about how you came into business, how you struggled through certain things to get to where you are today. Something that is personal, that allows them to understand about not only what you offer as a business, but why you offer it, why you're doing what you do.
Just getting your story out there.
And your story is everything. Okay, so now they're on a list, and those emails go out. Well, when you have a customer relations management system, you may want to send a special broadcast out to certain people on your list that maybe have purchased. Okay, there's technology in there that allows you to separate that list into people that have bought, people that haven't bought, people that maybe on a monthly subscription, if you have a monthly subscription service or something.
Okay.
So you can segment your lists and then send out specific broadcasts directly to those people instead of sending it out to everybody who it might not pertain to. So if you send a
Oh,
message saying, hey, thank you for buying, and it goes out to the people who haven't bought yet, they're going to be looking at the email going, wait a minute, I've never bought anything from you. This guy's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So being able to log in and being able to look at those customers and see what they've done in the past, see their behavior, coupled with what's coming soon, which is quizzes, surveys, and stuff like that. All of that's going to be in your customer relations management system, the CRM, and you'll be able to have the little insight into the preferences and the history of some of your
Ah.
customers. So
So
that's how all
you'll
that
be able to
plays.
do surveys and have them take it and then go back and gather that information.
Of course, yeah, you would be able to see if they filled it out, or also if, say, you have a video up, and you'll be able to tell how long they watched the video. If they got to the point in the video where you actually disclosed the price or something like that, then you would be able to send a custom tag saying, if this person watched all the way to where the price was revealed and then didn't buy, then you might send a different message than somebody who didn't watch that far in the video. And then you would send them obviously a different series of messages. So it allows you to have some flexibility on things that you may not even knew about. You might not have even known about needing to do that. You know what I mean? Instead of a
Right.
blanket approach, it allows you to get a little more specific with what your customers have actually done. So that's really huge in this day and age, because we have kind of gotten used to having everything very specific and very tailored to what we want.
Right.
And it's just the way that's the way things are heading. And with artificial intelligence also being a part of that, they know a lot more about our habits and our interactions than ever before.
Wow. One of the terms that I get a lot of questions about is called funnels. So that
Yes,
was something that was really confusing to me because, we all know what a funnel is, right?
sure,
And so I was really confused when those, came about.
sure,
And
sure.
so if you can explain for me, I'll just tell you what I finally figured out, because I have a math, right, and science background.
Mhm.
And so for me, the funnel, I get the concept of it, but for me, it's more like a flow chart.
Correct. All a funnel is a series of pages that are linked together, defined by the actions you take on any specific page. So, for
Okay.
instance, so they land on the first page, which would be your sales page. It could be just the services page of your website. It
Okay.
could be a specific page on the services that you offer on your website. Then there is a button that allows them to get more information or purchase, depending on what they're inclined to do. That then redirects them to another page. Either, it could be that they get on your email list and you send them a free gift or something like that. But so when they click and take that action, they go to another page. And again, it could be on your website, or it could be pages that aren't listed on your website that are live on the internet, that are
Okay.
only accessible depending on what action they take.
So basically, they are probably in funnels and experience funnels and don't even know it.
In Amazon, when you click on add to cart, that's part of a funnel.
Okay.
And then you get a little shelf that comes out and says, oh, what about these products? People who bought this, also considered this, and this, and that
Yeah.
is another part of the funnel. And as a matter of fact, that technology will be integrated in a part of Groove because Mike Filsame is a master marketer, and he definitely stays on top of all of that. And all of those things, really give the customer a better experience, especially if they're already sold on what you do. They love you, they do business with you, and they may not know about all of your stuff. And you may not have 20 salespeople that are, just sitting around ready to tell them, but you may be able to make little small suggestions through the technology that allows them to get exposed to more of what you have to offer, and thus giving them a better experience and you a better line profit.
So what is a big one of your success stories that you could share with us?
I mean, to me, the success story is someone, reaching out and look, I can't get my payment processor to process, and I've got an event coming up like in 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I had a gentleman reach out to me, and I was able to help him, with that one little thing that wasn't necessarily obvious, but I had run across many, many times before, able to help him, get that one little thing, little tweak done, so he was able to service his customers, and they were thereby able to take payments and stuff. So every customer that I have is a success story. And I also get customers at varying levels. Some people, for instance, a gentleman wanted to take all of his membership that he currently had off of Teachable and move it into Groove Member. So I helped him transition all of that stuff over, create the page to, so he can send people to it so they understand what his service actually offers, and then help them get the payment portal set up and the gateway and all of that stuff. And then once all of that stuff's done, a lot of the coolness of this particular program is that you can just clone your payment funnels and your products, and then just go in and change the details. So once you've done the work, even with the websites and the membership sites, you could totally build out your website. Say you want to launch another website, another business that may be similar, you can just clone that website and then change out the pictures and the text, and thereby not having to incur that cost of hiring a developer again and going through all of that stuff, which gives you a lot of flexibility and definitely lowers your bottom line cost. So that's the reason that I'm offering the membership that I'm offering, is to teach people how to use the platform, number one. Mm-hmm. But number two, show them trainings of moving from other platforms into Groove and the process of doing that. And that's something that I look forward to doing with you and some of the things that you have. So
I'm one of the things before we reveal all the cool stuff that you're going to be offering for them. What if somebody just says, Eric, I don't want to do this by myself. I just want somebody to do it for me. Is that something that they can come to you and just say, Eric, here, just do it? And how long does that typically take on average?
It really depends on the scope. For instance, with the migrating from Teachable, that was like all in all about a week and a half process. Obviously it wasn't an emergency situation, as he still had it up on there and his business wasn't down, but it's on a case by case basis. And I don't take everyone, because not everyone is ready. Now, if a business is ready, these things can happen very quickly, a matter of a few days to a few weeks at the tops. It just depends on the scope of it. So
okay,
and
and
there's
I know that's going to be a
application.
question that comes up. So
yeah, and it's so hard to answer. Obvious with all the variables are not something that you're.
But you will take you potentially, if they apply and you accept them, you do start from scratch and can build everything out for them.
Yes, good. Yes.
Okay, so to get a hold of you, everyone, it's down to Eric at abletomonetizeonline.com. That is, if you want to reach out to Eric, have questions for him, want to, figure out what he can do potentially for your business.
Mhm.
And he's also given us a great gift as well. So your free gift is you can get a free Groove account. So that's kind of curious, Eric. People are going to say a free Groove account. What does that really mean?
Sure. It's anyone here have a Gmail account? It was a free account. And I don't know if you've noticed that recently you'll start getting a little pop-up that says, are you using your Gmail account for business? Do you need to buy some storage? I mean, these are decisions that were made over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And it's called a freemium model. So you give people, some services for free, provide excellent value, and eventually you either love them or hate them, and you decide to embrace it or not embrace it, depending on the needs of your particular situation. But the reason that the free Groove account is it's unheard of in the tech world. Normally, your free services, and they're out there everywhere. You look at Wix and all these different services. They don't allow you to have a custom domain.
Mm-hmm.
A free Groove account, you can actually have a custom domain, and you can build 3 websites with unlimited pages, unlimited funnels. You can hook up your third-party, email. You can, do all kinds of stuff you normally couldn't do with a free account. And the reason they did that is partly because of 2020 with the pandemic and everyone having to kind of scramble and, oh my God, what do I do now? How do I shift my business and get it online and all of that stuff? And they wanted to truly be able to help people out.
Yeah.
So, that's the kind of intention that's behind the people running the company. Plus, they just happen to be, multi-million-dollar a month marketers that know what technologies you need before you even know you need them.
Right. Well, that's the one thing I did notice about Mike Filsaime is he says, most of the technology companies are marketing companies with technology, right? Mm-hmm. This is a technology company with a marketing focus.
Piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys really do know what they're doing. I have background with software myself. So, knowing that beta, right, it's not perfect, but I've been able, you guys can go to the fontisinsider.com, right? Go to monetizeyouonline.com, right? All done with Groove.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the monetize it's basically a gift page. And I don't, if you want to apply and, I'll definitely be willing to, for the people that come and fill out the application, I will send you my calendar and we can schedule a 15-minute session free of charge so you can see if Groove is right for you and kind of look at your individual situation and see how it might best be able to help you.
Yeah. Eric, thank you so much for, taking out your time. I know that for me personally, right, I've reached out to you. We're in very similar or same communities, and I could just tell you I've appreciated so much, everything that you helped me with
Sure.
in this journey.
Sometimes it's just that one little tiny piece of information that you need that can allow you to be able to serve your audience. And those are the success stories for me, being able to do that and provide that at the just the right time. Also, having a membership that's inexpensive, money's not really an object, to be able to show how to move your stuff over, how to use it, how to check out all of the new things as they're being released, because this company is literally developing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're doing something that hasn't been done before. So it's definitely something exciting.
Yeah. Again, thank you, Eric. Everyone, I just want to appreciate Eric for coming on. I hope you received great value for this. You know, in the comments below, I'd really would love and appreciate if you would, you know, ask questions of Eric, you know, make some comments of, you know, the thing that you got the most out of this episode. If you're watching it, you know, not live at the replay, put a hashtag replay in there so that we know that you were able to see this on the replay. And everyone just have a great day.